Okay, so is everybody scared and excited?
Yes.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is thank you all for participating in this year's Business Plan Challenge. Once again, you made it a success, and we are very happy to have you here. And if you happen to not win tonight, we want to encourage you to try again, because you are never disqualified until you've been a winner. So you can participate until you have to. So please, stay on our email list and stay in touch with us, because we want to see all of you have a successful start of business. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. First thing I want to do is introduce our judges. These are our panel of live judges, as opposed to the not so lively. But we have Amy Braswell, who was last year's winner from K-Post Music. Joel Jerkins, JJ's. Everybody's been to JJ's on the tour. Jim Schwartz with Highlands Union Bank, one of our sponsors. And John Rock with First Bank and Trust. And John and Jim were judges last year. We thank you all for participating. We know that you have other things to be doing this evening, and we're glad that you agreed to be a judge for us. Now, the judges have some questions that they will ask you that are a matter of business, and then they will let you do your business plan pitch.
First thing is you announce yourself, who you are, the company, and then are you a new business or an existing business?
Where your business is going to be located. Anyway, there's about 7 questions, so they'll lead you through the questions. Okay. Okay. Now, tomorrow's workshop is customer service, and the specialists at KVAT, Food City, are going to be the presenters tomorrow. So all of you who are starting or expanding a business, I would think that this would be an excellent class for you to attend, since we might be learning from the masters. Sandy is going to be doing a class doing business with the Commonwealth, and this will have to do with next Wednesday, right? And from Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity, one of the things that you need to know about is procurement. So Sandy will be presenting that. I'm not going to make you all wait any longer. I'm going to tell you one more thing, and that is is it 9 minutes?
No, you have 8 minutes total. At 6 minutes, I'm going to be raising up a sign that says you got 2 minutes left. At 7 minutes, you'll get to 1 minute, and when you see that, you better get off.
Seconds to put our laptops up before we get started.
Don't let those signs make you nervous.
Yeah, make sure.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't make the signs make you nervous. She's just letting you know, whether you need to get to the point faster or not. So don't let it make you nervous, and don't let it stop you dead in your tracks. But we do want you to know where you are in your speed. So, does anybody have any questions before we get started? Do you need to try that quickly? Okay. So does anybody have any questions? Does everybody want to take a great big deep breath? Okay. All right. So, as you know, we drew your names last week, and we are starting today with Randall Mullins and Down to Earth Academy. Be careful right here if you're walking around.
Good evening. As you just mentioned, my name is Randall Mullins, and I am the president and professor at Down to Earth Academy. Did you guys want to start with your questions?
Are you existing or a startup?
I'm a brand new startup. I just got incorporated in October.
Where will your physical business be located?
Well, I'm planning on doing it in the incubator right here. It makes perfect sense. You come down Opportunity Lane, you see Highlands Community College, you see Higher Education Center, you see Down Earth Academy. So it makes perfect sense to be right in here with all the other big boys. Any other questions?
I see.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start off with how Down to Earth became in existence in the first place. I've been teaching for over 20 years now. I started off up here at Highlands Community College as a personal tutor, as a private tutor, peer tutor, with mathematics and pretty much any type of science that they offer. I've worked in a variety of schools, public school, private school, middle school, high school, community college, university. I've taught mathematics and various sciences in each of these venues. I've run a couple of tutoring agencies, and in each of these places, whenever I was tutoring, they very quickly realized that, hey, here's somebody who we can send more difficult students to. And by that I mean more difficult subjects, the higher levels of math, the higher levels of science, people with learning disabilities or have other different types of differences in learning. So I've been at this quite a while. I've worked in lots of different venues, and one of the things that I kept wondering is, well, why can't we do a little bit more? That was one of the questions at my last position that I got to answer quite a bit. I worked down at the Bristol Public Library at the Adult Learning Lab, where they primarily do adult literacy, reading and writing, arithmetic, everything up through GED level. And then when we had other clients come in who were, say, taking online college classes, or who were trying to start their own business and needed help putting together a business plan, they ended up coming to see me. So what we do, or what we're going to be doing, is offering education pretty much in all the little gaps. Most of the schools around here will offer some degree of after-school tutoring, and I know that there's a very good tutoring center at Highlands Community College. However, a lot of students don't have time during the free after-school tutoring. They're involved with sports, or they're involved in other community events, and they need that little extra nudge. Everywhere from the people who are getting completely lost with the whole Common Core, whether it's flying over their top of their heads, or if it's a college student who works all day and they're going to University of Phoenix Online or something else, where they simply don't have the same services available. So I'm pretty much filling in what nobody else does. There was a tutoring center in the Abingdon area about 10 years ago. It's called Sylvan Learning Center. You guys have probably heard of it. I'm pretty sure one of its reasons for failure is they were charging way too much and giving way too little. They were charging $130 right off the bat for testing before tutoring even began. They were charging $49 an hour, and often there would be 2 or even 3 or 4 students for every teacher. The teachers are getting paid $10 an hour. So here you have a teacher making $10 an hour. You're charging $150 in client fees. It doesn't seem to quite add up. So one of the things that I'll be doing is trying to pay an actual reasonable wage to my employees. I worked for another organization up in Charlottesville about 12, 14 years ago. They were called Champion Tutoring. And they're very much on modeling my business after. At that time, they were charging $35 an hour, whereas Sylvan was charging $49. They were charging $35 but paying their tutors $16, which I consider to be a much more reasonable model. One of the most difficult things in any business is training your employees and getting people that you can really rely on, people who want to come to work for you. So that's one of the things I'm really going to be working on. Every student needs a little something different. Very, very early in my teaching career, when I was up here at Highlands Community College, when I was working as both an adjunct and as a tutor, one of the other adjuncts came into my office. I'd just been tutoring one of his students. He comes up and he's, was checking on his student, and he says, "I just don't get it. I put this stuff plainly on the board, and these kids just don't get it." Now keep in mind, this is a pre-algebra class, okay? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, decimals, that's about it, okay? He says he puts it plainly on the board and they just don't get it. Well, these are all high school graduates. they've seen it plainly on the board for 12 years and didn't get it. It's time for something different. So some things that I do and something that my tutors will be doing is finding out exactly what does your child need or what do you need if you're a returning college student. Or simply doing some sort of online classes. Much like when a business is looked at by a bank, they look at the credit history of whoever's running the new business. This type of business runs on very much on reputation. So Down to Earth Academy right now is leaning on the reputation of myself, Randall Mullins. So what's really helped me get this off the ground is that in my years of teaching, I run into my old students in the grocery store, in Walmart, just walking down the street. I run into my old students all the time. They want to tell me all the great stuff they've done since they've seen me, you know. And they keep wondering why I'm not working where I used to work. Well, because I finally decided I grew up, I like to do things my way, the effective way. When you work for someone else, you have to kind of play by their rules. And nothing wrong with rules. Rules are great. When it comes to education, though, you don't want to get in the way of creativity. You want to be able to find out what do people, not only what are their weaknesses, but what are their strengths, and how can you teach to someone's strengths. And it looks like I'm already starting to run out of time. I do have a little bit of backup. My father has his master's in business administration. He's completing his doctorate in business administration right now, so he serves as the secretary to the company. I, of course, am the president. I do have a King College intern this semester. She's helping a lot, especially with the Facebook, and the website. The website's really coming along nicely. So anyway, do you guys have any questions for me? I've already been warned I'm running out of time here.
Who
would you consider your competition?
Well, around here, there really is no competition. The closest thing I have to competition is there are 4 or 5 people that Craigslist ads out. People ranging anywhere from 20 to 50 an hour. The one who's 50 an hour is somebody I intend to hire. I actually used to work with him. And the others are pretty much college students. There's really not much in the way of competition. That's one of the reasons I decided to go down this venture. There's the market's wide open, and I intend to corner it quickly.
Part of capital needs.
Well, I need a location. For the last, since I've been doing this, I've been having to go door to door to people's houses or meet them at public libraries. So right now, what I need is I need a location. The room I'm looking at is right here in the incubator. It's $480 something a month, I believe. And that's really what's holding me back right now, is having a central location rather than having to drive to this house, drive to this house, drive to this house. I need a place to work.
Other than word of mouth on your webpage, how are you going to recruit potential customers or students?
I've had very good success. I've already consulted Virginia High School, and with one conversation with a guidance counselor, I had as much business as I could handle on my own. And that's business hours between 3:30 and 10 p.m. after public school lets out. So my intention is, now that I'm incorporated and I can hire people, I have 5 people lined up ready to start work. What I'll be doing is once every week or two is I'll be going to a different high school, handing out business cards and letting them know, hey, I exist. I can help people with math, science, and all that other evil, gory stuff that you don't want to deal with. Yes?
I've got one question. Probably if John doesn't ask it, I'll be asking this just about everyone. Cash flow projection. Have you done that?
Well, with just me, I've been able to flow about $2,000 a month. And as I mentioned, that's me traveling to and fro all over the place, so I only actually get to work 3-4 hours a day if I'm very lucky, very fortunate. With the projections I made in the business plan, I should be able to ramp that up to about $80,000 a year. Within the first years, it was my projection. Assuming I have a place to.
What do you think you'll net out of that?
I should net around $45,000 to $48,000. And of course, that's including almost $1,000 a month to go back in the business. to invest in a more solid location. The incubator only lets you live here for 2 to 3 years, and I intend to be able to buy a place by then. So a good $1,000 a month will be put back towards that. That's not including my income.
The fees for the testing, for the GREs and the GSATs and everything like that, will you, will you be able to collect that and send that off for the student, or are they like to pay direct?
Oh, I don't offer the actual testing services.
Okay.
I only offer preparation. So I pretty much get paid by the client usually in advance. I offer a small discount when people pay me a month in advance.
Okay.
When I'm doing SAT or ACT preparation, it's a one-time fee up front. Typically, it will be anywhere from $100 to $150 per student.
Will you offer credit card?
Yes, I will. I'm in the process of getting a
Okay, we're at our 10 minutes, so thank you.
You're next. She dropped out. Number 2 dropped out.
I need her number and her name.
Only the last one. The very last one.
The year was 1983. My name is Marla Edwards. I have the Crooked Road General Store on the official Crooked Road, Highway 58, and I've been in business for 5 years, so I'm participating in the new business. No, the existing business.
And you said your business is located where?
At Highway 58 at Exit 1 in Bristol, Virginia, 2 miles off the interstate there. 1983, and I graduated high school, and I got my first job, and that was with a television station there in Winston-Salem, so I was going to go to work for television, and I met a lot of great people. Only the biggest thing that was a hit at the time was Reba McEntire, and I got to meet her on the first day working at the fairgrounds, and I went to Reba, and everybody said, "Did you get her autograph? Did you get her autograph?" And I said, "No, she's a nice lady, but remember that I like rock music, and I'm more James Taylor and Carole King." So they got to talking to me about country music and what a great emotion it was. And I said, country music's not a great emotion. It just tells a story of these sad people's lives. So I proved to them that I could tell every one of their stories. So I went something like this. 80 degrees was the temperature in the bar room where we met. 105 was the heat in my heart. I moved as close to your eyes met mine in a quick embrace. First a glance, then a downright stare. Next thing you knew, I'm dancing over to you. To keep us waiting just didn't seem fair. It was a meeting of the very first kind. I'd rather be a one-night stand than spend another night alone in a barroom. Now 80 degrees was the temperature in the church where we were wed. 105 was the heat in my heart as I repeated what the preacher said. Now you used to go by, we pulled apart, sing there's nothing more to do. Tears have put out the flame in this touch that I once carried for you. It was a wedding of the very worst kind. I'd rather spend my nights alone than know you're out with a one-night stand in a ballroom. Now 80 degrees was the temperature in the courtroom where it ended. 105 was the heat in my heart. I was the plaintiff, you were the defendant. Still, there were good times in both of our minds. You can tell when we both cried. Our destination might have been wrong from the start, but I sure did enjoy the ride. was, I moved to the Bristol area. And everything around me was music. And I'd lived music my whole life. Gospel music was our big thing. And I fell in love with all of the places around that I could go find music. And it wasn't just places you had to pay a ticket to get in. It wasn't just places that you could go and buy a seat. It was living rooms and dens and backyard barbecues. So I got into that really big. Next thing I knew, you fast forward a little bit, and I have an opportunity, and I see a country store right in front of my house there. Well, this country store took me back to when I was a kid, when I would go to Woody's Grocery, and he gave us 10 cents a bottle if we bought another drink, and 5 cents a bottle if we just brought the bottle and didn't ask for anything else. So we figured out that Woody came out of the store every day, and he set the bottles in a wooden box there on the porch of the store. So on the days we didn't have a bottle, we just went to Woody's box and took the bottles and took them in, and he paid us for them. And he never said a word to us, and as we left, he would just give us, go on our way and tell us to have a great day. Well, I'm not real proud of that, but when this business became available, I just decided this closed cinder block building with propane tanks all over the place and trash piled up everywhere and boards up all over the windows. There wasn't a piece of daylight when I opened the door. I wanted that to be my place. Highway 58 speaks for itself. You all know what the Crooked Road is. And what I wanted to do was come into it and to create my own idea, give myself my own logo, which was part of the plan. I asked permission to call it the Crooked Road because, as you know, there were things along the way that had the Crooked Road name on it, but I wanted to be the Crooked Road General Store on the Highway 58. So I went about my business trying to find a way to get started, and the first thing I did was I had to get my ducks in a row. So I did that, and I took a picture to go ahead and present. I'm going to send some pictures around, and what's going to happen is you're going to see some of the things that have happened at the Crooked Road General Store, some of the folks we've been able to reach, some of the folks that have stopped by. My need for money comes to this. There's a perfect building, there's a perfect atmosphere, there's a great bunch of people that come. What I need is product to sell. I've gone a long ways in my mind and created ideas. I write all of my own cards. I create all of my own t-shirts. The product that's inside the store, I've spent all of my money on fashioning this building, and I've spent all of my money on inviting guests in. You're going to see some real great people in there that we've had to come in and perform. All of my monies have gone to that, and now I need to pull all of these products, have all of them made, put them on a shelf so that I can sell something to bring the money in at the end of the day. The great part about it is that it is on the Crooked Road, and I want to see what's around the next curve. And so our logo at the end of every night, the word Crooked Road General Store, the letters all stand out to me. I would ask each and every one of you to be courageous in what you're attempting. The word courageous has our letters in it every minute or every so often, and I hope that from here on out you remember that no matter what you're trying to do, I would have had to take a cab to get here if it weren't for having an okay vehicle. I eat plenty of sweets, as you can see, so that I can speak for my store. I often need car repairs, lawns mowed. I've listened to all the different things, but I'm pretty much going to be up a creek without a paddle if I don't work toward getting some of the monies to come in on the sales. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate all of you.
So judges now have 2 minutes to ask questions. Is that right, Sandy? Yep, 2 minutes. Here's the pictures.
Is the money to be used for inventory?
Yes, sir.
Do you currently have inventory in the store?
Yes, sir. What I have are albums and records and that sort of thing, and I would like to go more toward the grocery and the agricultural. I live in an area that relies on a lot of sandwich stops during the day. There's a lot of workers in my area who, when we were open full-time, right now I do Monday night for the show. We record the Mountain Music Showcase TV show and also have live streaming there. And when we were open during the day, what we were able to do was feed a lot of the farmers and workers during the day. Best hot dogs, best sandwiches, fast drinks, something that someone could sort of take that mind back to what they wanted for lunch. So inventory is what I want to put in there for the tourism part of things.
Do your hours increase in the summertime? Or
Yes,
is that
sir.
just the
And
winter hours?
right now they'll increase depending. It's pointless for me to stand open without the product to put into there. So rather than spend it all I've been out doing performances, booking performances. I have a lot of other things that I have my hand in, and I literally work full-time jobs so that I can own my own business.
What about your cash flow projection?
Where's the time out? Cash flow projections. What I There's a lot of different ways that I could look at it. I'm going to be real honest with you and tell you I'm not great at the money part of it, but I have a superb team of people who stand by me, who've been there the entire 5 years, and we push along. I can honestly say that for everything that is bought, there's nothing owed in that sense. There are no credit card balances, no things outstanding, and so everything that I would bring in could be paid for and the money put right back to things. I know that right now it's around $2,000 a month that it brings in just on the Monday night show.
Judges? Okay, thank you very much. Next,
Valerie?
oh no, really? Next is Valerie.
I'm still trying to build courage.
Give me to somebody else?
I'm number 5, so you really want me to go next?
What,
No,
what
we had
everybody
had
did,
one
number
drop out.
2 dropped out, so it moved everybody up one. So,
Yeah, that's only the second one.
Where's who was number 4?
Number 2 and 4.
no, number 5 was Nicole.
Oh.
Number 5 is
I thought you were just saying this.
Yeah. I'm going by the
Sandy moved everybody up, so Nicole is now number 5.
Because we
She
had
was
somebody
6.
drop out.
Gotcha.
So she moved everybody up, so Valerie is number 3 now.
I clicked on the Facebook link and it won't right now.
Okay, well, I'm Valerie Caldell, and my business is Swan Outdoors Recreational Rental. I have over 20 years' experience in management with a dedicated focus to excellent customer service. I have over 50 years' experience in outdoor recreation, including hiking, biking, kayaking, and camping, and I'm looking for a challenging and rewarding business that contributes to my community and provides me with a future. So I plan to be, I'm not currently in business, but I plan to be an LLC. The purpose of my business is to provide quality outdoor equipment to people looking to connect with the outdoors. We don't want to invest a lot of time and money. So my products and services are outdoor recreational rentals, including kayaks, camping equipment, table and chair event rentals for graduations and weddings. My current goal is to provide quality equipment and experiences to my guests that will generate repeat and word-of-mouth business, with the first-year goal to generate $35,000 in sales. The long-term goal is to grow the business and create a strong client base of happy customers who will return year after year with their growing and extended families. And I'd like to have an income that allows me to pay my bills, help my children, and take one family vacation a year. So it's a very modest goal. America spends $646 billion a year in outdoor recreation, $13.9 billion of that in Virginia. In 2013, Southwest Virginia State Parks had 2.5 million visits. During camping test runs last year, my experience was campgrounds in our area are beautiful, but they are underutilized. So I'm looking to partner with campgrounds such as Rhinestone and Bear Tree to promote a camping made easy experience and encourage Northern Virginia, Maryland, and DC campers to come visit us. So the marketing strategy, it gets a little complicated here because my business is in 3 pieces. The first segment is marketing for families and groups who want to get acquainted with the outdoors but don't want the high initial cost. We are offering full-service camp setups, a full camping experience with none of the headache at a fraction of the cost. We're targeting customers in the Northern Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. area. The strategy is you're 5 hours away from a great camping experience. Jump in your car, head our way, and we'll have your campsite set up and waiting on you, complete with a pack cooler and firewood. You only need to start the match. When it's time to leave, head home. We'll pack up and clean up and you get all of the fun and none of the work. The second is kayak rentals. We're providing quality kayaks for our local lakes and rivers. The target market will be families and college students in our area. And the third is a table and chair rentals for graduation, weddings, and other special events. The target markets will be local businesses, party planning moms, and maybe the state of Virginia, but I haven't had a chance to get with Sandy and see if that's an opportunity for me. So all three segments of the business will utilize social media as part of the marketing strategy. The business on Facebook and swanoutdoors.com, they're both currently under construction, not completed yet. The location is the old Bethel Schoolhouse out on 58. The Bethel Schoolhouse is 23,000 square feet. My piece of it is this left wing, which is 5,000 square feet, and it has plenty of parking and plenty of storage. This was my first attempt at advertising, so we took an old canoe and painted it with the logo. So it's been sitting out on the front porch of the old schoolhouse, just generating a lot of questions. So people ask, what's that about? So people are waiting for us to open our doors to do something. So with camping, there are 4 packages. The very basic package is $160 a night plus $50 each additional night. And in consideration of time, I'm not going to read through all that, but it goes up to the platinum package, which is $350 a night, and with $50 each additional night. And the platinum package includes the coffee maker and full coffee setup and cots and pillows. So it's really camping made easy. We have for the kayaking, we have 2 stations that we're dropping off. One's Alvarado Station. So we're partnering with a lady that owns the Creeper Trail Cafe. She's allowing us to set up our kayaks there and put in at Alvarado Station. And this is all part of the South Fork. And this goes, if you take the ride from here to Whitaker Holler, it's about a 2-hour paddle ride, depending on the river and how strong you are as a paddler. The second is Damascus Orchard. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it used to be Taylor's Valley. So we have it put in there. This is a much longer ride. It's an easy ride, but it's longer and can be up to 5 hours. So, but there's multiple stops throughout there. So if you want to make it a 1-hour trip, you can make it a 1-hour trip. From here to Alvarado, it's 5, and you can make it an all-day trip and go on to Whitaker Holler, and we'll have your campsite set up for you. You can just rest. The favorite location is Mendota. So I've been researching this. I don't have my business, but I have been researching for about a year. And we went to Mendota and did the float, and that is the favorite and the best location. But really, after much consideration, it's 40 minutes away. It doesn't make sense. I did go out and visit your website. It's awesome. I don't want to compete with what you're doing. What I want to do is partner and say that my customers are going to enjoy the rivers here, but they're also going to want to go to Mendota and see that, and I think that we can share the customer base there. So it's beautiful. The red dot is the schoolhouse, and if you look up the top river, it's the Middle Fork. The bottom off of 58 is the South Fork, and it starts off as Laurel Creek and turns into the South Fork. If you look right into, you can't see it, this right here is on the Creeper Trail, and that's the bridge, the big wooden bridge that went out a few years ago. They just replaced it. Alvarado is right in here. So a very good location to run the kayaking business. The event rentals is table and chairs right now, but I can see that growing into something much more. But with this, I'm looking to partner with our chefs and our caterers that are here, because that's people looking to rent our tables and chairs will also be looking for caterers. So I'm thinking that's a piece that we can partner with too. Advertising, I have a couple different ideas for advertising, but one's the Blue Ridge Outdoor Magazine. They cater Southwest Virginia to Northern Virginia, Charlottesville area. The Washingtonian Magazine, which might seem a little strange, but it works for me. They cater to Maryland, Virginia, and D.C., and then the local journal Voice, Mountain Escape. And also flyers. So I'll be targeting the colleges and sending up flyers, which I have few, and I'll send those around in a minute. The Washington Magazine is very expensive and can get up to $100,000. Clearly, I have nothing. So we don't want to go there. But they offer something for everybody. So their target market is who I want to target for my campers. So they have several different things. One of the things they have is dedicated email blitz for $2,800. So if I just got 1% of that, it would be $10,500 that I get from that. And that would generate multiple sales as people come in. This is the beginning of our Facebook. And this is the beginning of our website. And this is for Sandy, elevator pitch, I don't know if it has the time, but we provide quality outdoor equipment to people looking to connect to the outdoors who don't want to invest a lot of time and money. Our service includes full-service camp setups, including tents, coolers, lanterns, and tarps, including kayak rentals, including drop-off and pickup, and we rent tables and chairs for events such as weddings and graduations. Visit us online at Swan Outdoors and on Facebook. Do you have any questions? Okay, I guess it's not over. The worst part is yes.
You said the first year you're projecting 35,000 sales. Sales. So the $35,000 sales with the places that you're looking at marketing, what do you expect your actual in
I'm in the hole after the first year. So the first year I'm in the hole, the second year I'm in the hole, and the third year, and I'm new to this, so this is just what I've projected now. So the third year, I am making $100,000 in sales. I've given myself an income of $35,000, which I consider modest, and I'm making like $2,000. So, but I feel like that's an honest progression of my business. And I have given a worst case scenario for everything. So all of my costs, all my expenses are over exaggerated, and my income is under exaggerated.
How many employees, this is somewhat of a labor intensive business you're going into, I would think, from all the setups, the transporting the kayaks, and bring people back to the drop-off point, and setting up tents and things. How many employees are you going to need to have?
Well, I'm looking at, in the future, 6. When I'm starting off with one full-time employee, me, and then I've got 2 part-time employees. And I'm looking to the schools and people that are in, have a driver's license, that are part of the Washington County Community Scholars Program, to hire part-time employees to come in and give them a little more than they can make at the restaurant. I'm hoping to pay them $9. That's what I put in my projection. So I will hire several of those to work weekends and run up to the campgrounds and do that. But people that are responsible, that I can get a good background on.
Have you looked at the liability insurances on providing?
I have looked into liability. The best information I got was from Mike over here. I have called 4 or 5 different insurance, and this is something that scares them. So, but they do it, but when you talk to Allstate says, no, we're not gonna do that. You talk to State Farm, they say they're gonna call you back, and they haven't called you back. So, and I called the bicycle rental because I kind of think that's more along the line, and they've given me names to go to that I've talked to, but they have got to send it out. They have to have more detail than I'm able to get, because it has to go to an underwriter. So I have talked to Mike, and he's done this, and that's got some good information from him.
Are you going to market this on college campuses?
Absolutely. I'm going to send flyers to all the college campuses between here and Northern Virginia, Washington, to Georgetown, University of Virginia, Georgetown.
Draws them coming to college.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's boys in college. It's something
Send them our way.
they like doing this thing.
And we're only 5 hours away from all of those places. It's very convenient.
You know, if you're asking questions last, you pretty well get them all answered, so cash flows and things such as that. And I appreciate your thoughts about your 3-year projection as far as maybe that being that far out before you generate profit. And I would assume in your projections that you are able to withstand the 2 years of losses.
I am. Well, I'm currently employed, I'm a manager at Office Depot. They just announced last week that we were going to lose 140 jobs. I've known for a couple of years, or felt like a couple of years that was going. So I've been preparing. So when I went into LinkedIn to start doing all of my information, I picked my resume, I thought, I can't do this. I got to do something that means something to me. So I have been planning that for over a year, putting money away just for that.
Got one more question. Where are you going to get the kayaks and then also the tables and chairs and then all the other camping supplies? I mean, how you?
Well, right now, it's going to sound silly, but Sam's Club, I have bought a couple of their kayaks. I've gone to Dick's and bought them. There's better ways to do this. I haven't consulted with my partner over here, but there's better ways to do it. But right now, I've used those. I've ran all of the rivers, and they're beautiful kayaks. They're Perception Swifties, and then I've got a Viper, but they do the job, and the prices are coming down dramatically. So that's my plan right now. That will probably change as I go further. But right now, that's the least expensive for a quality table that I can get moved.
Do you have startup capital to pay for those things up front before your income comes in?
I have $20,000 right now for startup.
Yeah. I think.
Good evening. Oh, I'm a little nervous, so I will talk slow so everybody can understand me. My name is Angie Wilson, and I am an existing business, and I own Cutting Up Hair Salon. It's located here in Abington, Virginia, right on Main Street. The one thing that I've got to start off by saying is I love going into work every day. I don't see it as work. I see it as my home, my joy, my staff is just like family. So I'm so excited just to share the opportunity with all of you, and the judges, about my salon. With a name like Cutting Up, I've got to cut up with all of you guys. This was one of my favorite quotes. Beautician, cosmetologist, hairstylist, magician, call it what you want, but I'm the reason your wife looks so good today. I had to put it in there because of our names. About our salon, Cutting Up opened over 22 years ago, and in 2010, I actually took over. I started in 1996 there as a shampoo girl. So I've worked my way up from shampoo girl to now owner of the salon. In 2014, I actually merged my salon with the Mel Ego that was located on Main Street, where we're located now. Wonderful staff there, and I had a wonderful staff, but bringing these two dynamic staffs together was just like a love story waiting to happen. It's been wonderful. These ladies are just talented, highly professional, and I must say, beautiful. It looks like you've come into a Miss America room whenever you come in there, because they're all beautiful. So together, with a combined experience of over 55 years for both salons, it's pretty good, and that sets us apart from all the other salons, 30-plus salons here in Abington. Our mission statement. Cutting Up seeks to increase dignity, confidence, and self-esteem in people's lives by helping them feel and look beautiful. We look to accomplish this by providing excellent service, products, and tools to help our clients. We also ensure our clients that each staff member will be well trained in the latest services and techniques available. Our staff and salon. This is a picture of the staff. Two of the staff actually come from Mel Ego. They're currently with us. And without them, our staff just would be at a loss. It's just been a beautiful, beautiful thing having them on. We have newly remodeled here in 2014 at the location where the Mel Ego was. This is our new stations. We've got brand new equipment all throughout the salon. Whenever you first come into the door, this is our reception area right here. And our shampoo bowls are new. That's our favorite part. Regardless of whether you're tall or short, the shampoo bowls adjust so you don't leave wet, which I used to leave everybody wet at the other salon. Our services, of course, we do all hair. Haircuts, color, perms, formal styles, you name it, we do it. We do full body waxing now in our new location. At the old location, it was just facial. Now you can have everything took off. and of course, my favorite addition is this new location is our massage room. It is tranquil, it is beautiful, it smells good, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and that's where you want to come after you're done with your presentations. You need to call us, and Sabrina can take care of you. What makes us different? This is the part I was excited about. The one thing that we do at our salon that very few salons do is that we actually continue education in the salon. Some people go to hair shows, we go to hair shows, but in the state of Virginia, to keep your cosmetology license, you're not required to have the continuing education hours. We, even though that we don't have to, we choose to because of ourselves and for our customers. So that's one way. But right here, this shows in November we had a Paul Mitchell educator. She came, she showed us new products that was available. She showed us new haircut techniques, you can see right here. New styling techniques that you can see in this slide. Here is my staff as she's doing the educational. And she comes and spends about half the day with us, so it's pretty fun. We all learn together. Another thing that sets us different, you can actually schedule online for our salon. In Abingdon, we are the only salon that has this feature. You can log on from the comfort of your home when you're snowed in, like we've been for 2 weeks, and you think, I need my haircut. If we're not there, if we're not open, it's midnight or it's 4 o'clock in the morning, you can log in from your computer and get scheduled, or right in from your mobile device. So the only one in Abingdon that has this. This is exciting. We are also the stylists to the barter players. So whenever you go to a play, unless it's a wig, we don't do their wigs. Whenever you see their haircuts, whenever you see the ladies' haircuts or the men's haircuts, we've done that. We love them, and it's a good thing. We barter with the garter. So it's just something exciting that we do. Our business plan, we'll go through this really, really fast. Our number one goal is to better serve our clients, but we can do that by 2 ways. Number one is increasing the retail, and that was our retail area. We carry only professional products, and here's a list of what we keep in stock at the salon. We can get any product as long as it is a professional sold in salon product. The one thing I do want to increase, though, however, the things that are on the shelves are styling products. We want to leave, or we want our clients to leave with something tangible so they can recreate that same look that we gave them. So with products, they can recreate that. But what about the tools? What about the hairbrushes, the combs, the curling irons, the straight irons, the hair dryers? All of that are factors. And so we really, really want you to look as good the next day as you did the day that you left our salon. Number two, a way that we want to increase with our business plan is web design and internet marketing. I have a friend that owns Thorpe Design Company. He created this logo, and also he is going to be helping us with our website that we've not even started yet. That's part of the thing that will be with our business plan. He will help us marketing, he'll help us with the branding, and with that integration, we'll also be able to integrate Schedulicity. And you can go on and see a profile of each stylist and be able to say, that's who I want, schedule right with her, find the day and the time that you need, and boom, you're set to come in. So those are the 2 main things that we definitely want to do to better increase not only our value, but our value to you as clients, as customers. Conclusion, better services, better products, online presence is a better year.
Okay, judges. Judges have 2 minutes for questions.
What would you use the money for?
Like I said, with the retail, to increase tools. We'll increase the retail products that we have. My inventory now is a little over 3,000. I would like to double that. And then also, for about 500 of it will go into the tools itself, the brushes, the hair dryers, just to keep a small supply for now, for the year 2015. I'll see what sells, and then increase what sells, and just special order what doesn't sell as far as tools. And the other portion will go right into the website design. That's where the money will go.
What about your profitability on the increase in the board?
Actually, with all that I have learned and applied in this business challenge classes, this will be the first year that I will have walked away with a profit. My cash flow has been breaking even at my other location. This new location has something spectacular has happened. So I look at, for the first time ever that I've owned it, walking away with a profit at the end of the year. So that will just go right back into the retail.
How do you currently market?
The best forms that we have used so far is Facebook. We've posted pictures. Of course, a long time ago, it used to be just word of mouth and business cards. I usually send any clients with at least a couple of business cards to give their friends, the same as my other staff. With the website, that's one of the things why I wanted to do a website. I hope this doesn't take up too much more time. But there are 2 other businesses here in Abingdon, salons, that do have a website, and they have upscale clients. But I've noticed whenever you do search engines, if you have a website, that internet marketing and that web presence boost your salon. So with that website, I hope that will boost that web presence. I've applied what Cindy has taught us in the very first class. We've got a Pinterest account. Typically, whenever ladies come in to the salon, used to they brought pictures from magazines. Now they show us pictures from their phone. So we're uploading everybody's before and after results onto Pinterest, which is the new Google, as we learned in the class. And so I've just started that just since the beginning of this class, and that's been an amazing, amazing marketing tool for us.
Okay. Winners, thank you very much. Okay. And next is Nicole.
All right.
And the reason you all were confused in the beginning is we had 2 drop out, not 1, so I'm sorry about that. Some people got moved up 2 positions, some people got moved up 1.
All right.
So while I get this set up, I did bring some samples that I'll pass around and you can just pour your own. It's a pretty friendly pour, so you shouldn't have too many spills. This is called Orange Dream. This is one of my juices. And I'll just let you all pass it around and chilling for you. So there are little cups in the box and napkins if you want them. So feel free to pass it around as I get set up here.
Let's pass them to the judges first, and then we'll.
Oh, I see how it
They only have 8 minutes. You all have the rest of the time.
Anyone know where this thing goes?
In your printer board.
Same.
That's a Mac. I don't have a. Is that a Mac?
No, it's a HP.
It goes to the side there.
Let me just see when some of the new computers don't have That's great.
I have a flash drive. Maybe you could put your presentation on and use somebody else's laptop.
You don't have USB.
Sorry, just think we're not.
Well, you want to email it to me and you can use my computer?
Yeah, does that work?
Yeah, email it to me and then you can use mine.
Okay. Sorry.
You want to come back?
Yeah, or better.
We go ahead and do these?
Pass these around too. These are little flyers and business cards. Does anyone know what a
That's your
Warning from
presentation,
Verizon,
is
no
there
way
a
over.
so you don't want to use flash drive?
Well,
You can still use my computer.
No, you haven't used that?
oh, that's
I
from this
have it
week.
on the flash drive as a
That
backup.
happened to us.
I know, I bought this computer and didn't realize it doesn't even have a CD drive. They don't have CD drives anymore? No idea. What is this juice? It's called orange juice. And it's sort of like a creamsicle that we're going for. It has orange, carrot, apple, and almond milk everything. So, yeah, kind of catering towards that orange Julius feel.
Everybody going on those tracks. So that we all know what you have.
Yeah.
Older brother. Willie Skinner. A lot of country girls. What you might rather you big one? You can do.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to get started here. So my name is Nicole Dyer, and I just opened White Birch Juice Company in Abingdon about 2 months ago. So we're located on Pecan Street, 130 Pecan Street in Abingdon, and then also over on Lee Highway. It's inside Ludovino's, the old Wildflower Building, so new Ludovino's location. Those are the two first questions. All right. So, White Birch Juice Company, revisit your roots is my slogan, and it comes from my roots being from New Hampshire, the white birch tree being a symbol of the state. So it's sort of this idea of getting back to your roots and your health and your wellness, and that's where I came from. So I decided to bring a little white birch with me down to Virginia. And I don't choose white birch trees. I get that question all the time. Or make tea out of birch bark. So don't do either of those, but I do make juice. So starting with this question, do you feel healthy, vibrant, and full of energy? Some of us might say yes, some of us might say no, depending, what time of day, what mood you're in. But my mission of the business is to inspire and empower people to experience superior health and happiness through food served in forms closest to those found in nature, fresh, raw, and organic. So a lot of us, we live these busy lives. You get up and you go, and just kind of grab whatever there is for breakfast or lunch, and oftentimes not getting the essential nutrients that our bodies need to function well and really live our best life. So that's sort of a little glimpse of our mission. So I get this question all the time, are juices the same as smoothies? And no, they're actually different. We use two different machines, one being a juicer for juice and blender being for smoothie. And the main differences are that when you're juicing, you're actually removing almost all of the insoluble fiber. So if you think of all that fiber you see after you juice, over juice before, there's a lot of pulp that's removed. And then in a smoothie, you're blending everything up, so all the kale leaves, all the bananas and berries, everything's just blended up all into one cup, and so it's sort of like a meal replacement, more of a sustained energy rather than a quick energy. So when you eat a meal, it takes your body about an hour and a half to digest that whole meal. So that takes a lot of energy. It's pulling energy from all the other places in your body and just really focusing on your digestion. With a juice, you're looking at about 15 minutes, and a smoothie around half an hour. So really, these are beverages that are catered towards getting you the most nutrients possible quickly. So
you can almost immediately tell a difference in your energy level and your hydration level as soon as you consume one of these juices. So our juices are raw. That means that we have not pasteurized or pastelized. Those are two processes. Odwalla, Naked juices, they use pasteurization, whereas ones like Suja or some other small companies use a process called HPP. So technically, these juices are no longer raw. So it is a risk. Our juices are raw, so they only have a shelf life of about 3 to 4 days. So that's one of our biggest challenges with our juice company. There's also obviously a risk with bacteria. So that's the reason that these companies do pasteurize. It extends the shelf life up to 3 weeks. So you can see where it would be favorable, but at the same time, when you're trying to offer a product that's completely nutrient dense, providing people with the most nutrients possible, we're opting for raw. So right now we have juices, smoothies, wheatgrass shots, and cleanse kits. Cleanse kits are a variety of juices, depending on which kit, a number of juices that would provide someone with enough food throughout the day. So you can choose to do just juice all day. You can choose to incorporate some meals in with these juices. But if you think about it, when you're juicing all of these fruits and vegetables, you're getting so much nutrition. If you laid out all of the fruits and veggies on a table, a day's worth of a cleanse would be that whole entire table filled with fruits and vegetables. So a lot of times there's a misconception about, how could you only drink juice? Aren't you, hungry? And so there's actually a lot of food going into your body when you consume one of these juices. So these are a couple photos here. That's the juice, roots chakra, it's called. It's carrot, apple, ginger. And then that's a smoothie that we just released a few weeks ago called Pearberry. So it has blueberries and pear and mint and ginger and lime and apple. Those have been a couple of our most popular ones this far. So why change our eating habits? The Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, the DGAC, which is combined from the USDA and the Department of Health and Human Services. I'll read these out loud. They're not fun, but they're kind of long, so I'll just read through them. Obesity and many other health conditions with a nutritional origin are highly prevalent. The nation must accelerate progress towards reducing the incidence and prevalence of overweight and obesity and chronic disease risks across the U.S. population throughout the lifespan and reduce the disparities in obesity and chronic disease rates that exist in the United States. The U.S. population does not meet requirements or recommendations for vegetables, fruits, or whole grains, and exceed recommendations leading to overconsumption of the nutrients sodium, saturated fat, and food components, refined grains, solid fats, and added sugars. So with that being said, one of our biggest aims with this business is to really provide people the opportunity to get that nutrition that they're lacking. So a lot of us say, well, I'm too busy. It's a lot of time and effort to put in to juice every morning or every afternoon to make your own juice. It's messy, you get the juicer out and you have pulp flying everywhere, and I know I'm covered in pulp by the end of the day. And so it's a lot of cleanup, it's a lot of preparing, and then they're only good for a couple days. So each of our juices is packed with fruits and vegetables. One example, our carrot, apple, ginger is packed with about 2 pounds of carrots, pound of apples, and an inch of ginger. So as you can imagine, all sorts of health benefits that we've seen from our customers and that they've shared with me, and then I've myself experienced. So increased energy, improved digestion, clear skin, stronger hair, stronger nails, improving vision, decreasing bloating, hydrating the body down to each cell, weight loss, improvement of sleep, and decrease that brain fog. I think a lot of us experience that afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock brain fog when you just kind of want to take a nap or have another coffee. So, am I doing out of time?
That's it.
Okay.
So 2 minutes for questions. Judges.
Start out with my favorite question. Cash flow. What you got?
Sure. So as I was getting to on this slide right here, sorry, I did not see your time there. So we recently purchased a cold press juicer, which has increased our production approximately 520% in the first month. So we've increased our sales 15% each month at a compounding rate, and we have very little data as we've only been open for about 2.5 months now. So this will allow us to expand on the already growth that we've seen within the company and produce a lot more juice.
You mentioned one thing that I asked about, your limited shelf life. What about your liability insurance, when you're talking about spoilage and someone drinking a bad product?
Definitely very important. We have a statement on our juices themselves that sort of covers the risk that they're taking by drinking the juice, and then we also have an insurance policy that covers this type of situation.
Being in the food business, that's the worst thing you could ever do is get somebody sick, regardless of whether you have something critical in you or not.
Yes.
I was on the same round as him about, ensuring freshness and quality. Are you using local farmers for some of your products, or is it going through like Cisco as a big corporate vendor there?
Right. So, I'm so sorry, I know we went over time here. A few of the main ways that we're supporting local economy is contract growing with local growers, hiring local employees. We have 6 current employees as we stand now. We're inside Lemon Sue's and Ludovinas, supporting those local businesses in terms of foot traffic, and then also supporting local businesses in terms of health. Healthy employees equals less sick days. So local agriculture, local business, and then we're also looking to do a local kids program at the Abingdon Farmers Market this summer, getting kids more involved with eating from the root to the juice.
How do you market your products? Other than somebody coming in to like meeting us and seeing it there, how are you promoting yourself?
Right now we're mainly using Facebook, and then we just did a promotion with the Bristol Herald Courier. Actually, it's a great deal. It's $20 worth of juice for $10, so we're doing that with them. And then I've just done some local TV, daytime Tri-Cities, that sort of marketing, but a lot of word of mouth, and then a lot of the flyers, business cards have a 10 stamp on it, so you buy them and get them free.
Okay, that's 2 minutes on that. Thank you very much.
Yep, Lindsay?
Okay.
And next is Lindsay. Take her move.
If you don't see that remote, yell at me and I'll get it. You see it?
Yeah, of course.
Well.
And I apologize, I didn't get a sticker. Apparently I've given out 500 stickers since I opened it. Because I only have 3 left.
Is it right to do anything to it? It should automatically detect on your device.
Maybe I should just go.
There it is. Didn't it just move?
No, it just took away the pen. I'm just going to touch it.
Just touch the keyboard.
Now it's slideshow. Begin. Case slides.
Not lost your Go to your recent.
That's what I was looking at. Yeah, maybe it just inserted a bunch of blank slides when I kept pushing the remote button. Because I closed it before Nicole opened hers, and it was fine. And I had. There it is. Just 260 extra slides, no big deal. Apparently a lot. I wonder if when she was pushing it, it was adding slides.
Yeah, I wouldn't go up, I'd just start on 2.
Okay, I'll just start on the last. All right, I'll just tell you my address, and you have my logo in front of you. So, yeah, we'll just start right here. All right, fun time. Okay. Hi, my name's Lindsay Holderfield. I am the owner of Paper Moon Studio. I'm at 301 West Main in Abingdon, which is right downtown across from the post office and adjacent to the Kiwanis Park where the new big mural is. I guess it's not new anymore. And I am a new business. I officially opened November 1st, although we did have a couple of classes at the last couple of weeks of October. And just before I jump into all the details, Paper Moon Studio was sort of born out of a little bit of a crisis. In August, I lost my job very unexpectedly and very suddenly. And I come from the nonprofit world for the last 15 years, so as you can imagine, I didn't have a lot of money sitting around in the bank, so I had to kind of make a decision about what I was going to do very quickly. I was in arts education already. I've been doing that for a long time and managing a really large department, serving over about 3,500 students each semester of the school year. So program management was something that was not new to me at all, but I knew that I could do something that was better than what I had been doing and what the other opportunities were in the area. So some of the parents of my students came to me and said, "We want to go with you. Where are you going?" And I said, "I don't know." So we have to figure this out really quickly. So my entire business was started with a little less than $9,000 that I raised in 45 days on GoFundMe. And to this point, that was my only investment. It was all raised in bits and pieces from $5. I think the largest donation was maybe $1,500, but none of my own money because I didn't have any. So the numbers that you will see are small, but they're in the black and have been since I opened my doors, which I feel like is pretty incredible for a new business, and I'm really proud of that. My mission with Paper Moon was to create a place that was not intimidating, where people could learn about art. I know that a lot of times, especially if you're not a trained artist or you don't come from an art background, that art experiences can feel very intimidating. I wanted to make sure that it was a place that was comfortable for everybody in our area, not just for the very affluent or the wealthy, but that anybody could walk through my door and feel like they could find a home there. So that was really important to me. Now can I go to slideshow?
Hit your little slideshow icon at the bottom.
Oh.
Next to the 60-something.
There, okay. Thank you. Okay, so I've been really pleased with the number of students that I've had so far. I started out with 16 kids who came with me from my previous job. At the end of November, I had 51, and last month I had 170. So, and this gap is exactly what I want. This is the number of classes that I'm offering. So the fact that this levels out and that continues to grow means that my classes are filling up, which is what I want. I don't want to be offering 50 million classes just to get people in the door. So what I'm definitely seeing is that my classes are filling, and I've actually got some classes that are full, which is why I would like to expand and already. We've been very fortunate with newspaper coverage and word of mouth. We were covered when we started the business. When I first opened, I was on the front page of the Washington County News. And then recently, we partnered with our neighbors at White Top Yoga to offer a children's art and yoga program whenever Washington County schools are closed for inclement weather. So on snow days, you can drop the kids off for 2 hours with us. They do some art, they do yoga, and then you come back and pick them up. And that was covered on the front page of the Bristol Herald Courier just a couple weeks ago. That was a hugely successful program. We were so excited. We've gotten such great feedback from parents, and it's good for the kids to kind of get out of the house, especially with the winter that we've had where they were home for so many days in a row. And it got them doing something different and not playing video games. So it's good for all of us. I think I'll come back to this just in the interest of time because I'm going to get to my cash flow projection. This is my why. So for a town that is widely considered an artsy place, you know, Abingdon prides itself on having a really active art community. There are tons of local artists here. There are actually very few art making opportunities for people, unless you're a working artist and you're getting into a gallery or a museum or a studio class. But just for y'all to come in and make art, there aren't a lot of options. There especially aren't a lot of options for children. So I really felt like that was a gap that I could fill by offering classes I have classes for infants and toddlers all the way up to adults and everything in between. And I have lots of different kinds of classes. I have classes for trained artists who want to, you know, explore oil painting further, and I have just drop-in craft classes for stress relief for adults where we just come in and play. So kind of a little bit of everything. Indoor play spaces for children are pretty limited here. I know a lot of moms on rainy, snowy days, and dads too, who end up at the McDonald's play place with their kids just so that they can run around a little bit when the weather's bad. As a parent of a child with a winter birthday, there are very few options if you want to stay here. Lots of parents are taking their business to Johnson City and Bristol, to Bristol Bounce, to Wallabies, to Chuck E. Cheese. There aren't a lot of options here for, and I say winter birthdays, not that kids in the summer don't have indoor parties, but for those of us with the January babies, you know, we have really limited options. So I really wanted to provide that as an option as well. My indoor play space in my studio is split in half. My indoor play space is all educational based. The kids don't know that. It's all based on exploring creativity and increasing your imagination. Kids don't know that either. What I do is sneak things in on them. They don't know they're learning. They come and play and have fun. Then they learn later that they learned something while they were with me. So I'll just flip through really quickly some of the things that we offer. These are our instructive classes that are mostly after school. Drop-in classes are to accommodate busy schedules and sometimes unpredictable toddlers when you think that you can go and then you can't. Workshops, we have these for adults and for children that are focused in just one day instead of signing up for something. These are some pictures of the play space, and then of course private parties. We also do special programs. I do school visits. I've been working in Washington County schools for 15 years with various nonprofits, so I have a lot of connections. I know a lot of people, and I go in and do SOL-based art programming, mostly for social studies classes. Okay, so this is my 3-year, this is net cash flow. So the trends are good. This was right before I opened. I was $400 in the hole, and for about 14 days, and I was good. So, like I said, I mean, the numbers are small. We're not talking about $100,000 a year, but they're trending in the right direction, and they're in the black. And the only thing that's limiting them from doubling, I think, is that I only have one classroom right now, and I'm only one person. So I'm designing all the curriculum, I'm teaching all the classes, and I'm running the business. I have several instructors who have been with me for years who would come on in a heartbeat if I could pay them. I have the opportunity next month to acquire a second classroom in my building. And if with this money I could do that, I could hire another instructor and I could outfit the room for about 6 months. So it would make a huge difference for me. absolutely. Background checks will be standard for me with anyone that I hire. I don't care if they're coming in to clean the toilets, because I mean, I've worked with kids for a long time, and I'm a parent, so I know that that's something that you want. I'm also about to go through CPR training, because I've never needed it in my entire career, but I want that to be something that I know how to do. Everything in my studio and in the play space is completely infant-proofed. So I set it up knowing that even if I'm teaching a high school class, somebody's little brother could crawl in. So everything, scissors, anything, they're high up, they're on the walls. They're things that I get down and hand out to people during classes. So yeah, I take the safety issues very seriously, and I do also have insurance. Yeah.
You showed growth over the months. How do you sustain growth? What's your sustainability during the summer months?
Summer art.
Baseball.
Yes. Yeah, so indirect competition definitely just comes from extracurricular activities, any sort of sports. But I ran a summer art camp program in my previous work for 5 years, and I'm planning to run a summer art camp this year, which is another reason why it would be wonderful to have a second classroom, because I can have more than one class happening at once. And I am very fortunate that the majority of the parents who had children in my programs in the past have come with me. So I kind of had a built-in population for that.
Did any of your curriculum be brought to, say, it comes out of the Boys and Girls Club?
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, Kevin Worley, who's the director of Parks and Rec in Abingdon, asked me right before I opened if I would partner with them for their summer program. So I hope to be over there once a week at least, and he will also send kids to me if he has a group that's small enough. You know, I can't take 80 kids because I don't have the space, but yeah. And I also work with Girl Scout troops. I'm doing actually an event for 75 Girl Scouts in April to do all of their art badges. So lots of Girl Scout troops come in for that. I'm working on an angle for Boy Scouts if anybody has any ideas. Because I have boys in all my classes, but an average 9-year-old boy off the street doesn't believe that they want to come do art. All right, thanks.
This one?
Yeah, the thing in the USB. I think it's right.
Sure.
We got to make sure that I think I'll throw out the chewing gum so I can make sure what they can do.
Oh, I know. Earl, do you have, should they start at any one side or the other? You can't lose. Alrighty. All right, I'm going to let Ike start us out with this quote here. Never truer words have been spoken, I don't think. This is me back in May of last year, gearing up for Open in June 6th last year. And what my goal was to reinvent the hot dog experience around this area. And so I also wanted to build it around the theme of a nonpartisan political theme and do some gourmet hot dogs. So as you can see, you guys are experiencing some of this right here. We do our catering style stuff. That to me looks a lot like sushi. I call that sushi of the Appalachia. Right here, we have our hot dog egg roll, and this is a lobbyist that's also mentioned on the menus. The menus are going around, and you can check that out. A lot of things we try to do is, whenever possible, we try to buy local foods. So if it's lettuce or cabbage, onions, carrots, meats, sometimes we try to do that. We also make our dressings and a lot of our relishes and many of our items from scratch. Buns are baked fresh in the morning. Fries or potatoes in the morning, which is key. I mean, they're not like coming out of a frozen truck. We also offer other things. We have catfish. I like the idea of dogs and cats, Republicans, Democrats living together. So we have burgers, black bean burgers, wings, and boiled peanuts like you'd buy on the side of the road in the South, and sweet potato fries. We also have 35 toppings that you can put on a baked potato, you can put on your hot dog, you can put on a burger, bratwurst, or whatever else that you'd like to do. That creates some sort of 500 gazillion combination. If you want to do the math on that, there's a lot of zeros there. We also have salads, very good salads. So if you're not into the whole comfort food, as we like to call it. And also, we make our desserts in-house from scratch as well. This right here is our Rob Ford pie. You may remember him as the mayor of Toronto. That's our nut pie, named after him. So that takes us here. So let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere and the theme of everything. Try to make this a cool experience for the New Year's. We dropped a hot dog into a bun rather than dropping a ball or a peach. We did a little, do you want to build a hot dog here from Frozen? We have some cool outfits for everybody, and our water has been modified to be Watergate. There's lots of puns in both the menu and the experience when you get into the building. It's a quaint little environment. It's what it looks like. It's what it looked like when it opened. It's evolved. We now have a full bar there, a lot more memorabilia. You can see some of the stuff on the interior. Matter of fact, I just went to a show, and I'm going to try to make it so that all the memorabilia that is in there is authentic and get that certified, so there will not be any replicas of anything over time. This actually is an authentic document. This one has Jefferson's signature and Monroe's signature on it. I mean, Madison's signature when he was Secretary of State at that time. There's some sort of museum-type qualities there. The president will admit that you can't lead well and do things without marketing, so we're going to move into that. I've done marketing for about 23 years, and I've run a business for 14. This is my second one here. One of the cool things about picking politics was that a lot of it is public domain, and they offer a wealth of fun to build from. So also gives me a chance to play with chalk. And so I enjoy doing some of these on the sidewalks in the summer. Also, one of the things that I wanted to do was allow the politicians to come in and build something on the menu and then put them on the menu. You'll see that they each have the three that have showed up. We have Warner and O'Quinn and Morgan Griffith all came in, and they have their selections on the menu now. One of the cool things about that, too, and by design, is that sometimes they'll get you above the fold on the front page of the newspaper. So let's get into the fun stuff. Banker guys are going to like this part, I guess. The rest of you can find something to do. What are some of the goals? I'd like to start adding a delivery service so that we just are not confined by the room that we have or the space we have within the restaurant. Also start adding some catering. And then we would like to offer some retail. So I think there's a lot of opportunities to do some shirts and some stickers and other things. In addition to that, we're looking to put a new location in. One of the locations we're looking at is here in Abingdon, as a matter of fact. So some of the positives for it and being here in Abingdon are you don't have to have that many people for a break-even point that we suffer from the population there in Glade. The population's bigger here. It's also centrally located, so we can pull in more directions from the county. The impact of tourism here and one of the locations I'm looking at is near the Barter and the Barter's impact on that. And I'll talk a little bit more numbers here. And then if we capture the same percentage of population up there in Glade here in Abington, it will definitely increase our revenues and offer some more opportunities. And this has turned into some crazy something, which I don't know what has occurred. Let me see if we can fix that real fast. Go out to the web. Let's try this version. See, it looks better already. Let's do this. No problem. Right here, this is going to kind of reflect the population we have in Glade. Our break-even number, if we have 54 people a day coming in, we break even. Make no money, everybody gets paid, everything's happy. That's 3.6% of the population. Break-even in Abington is at 65 people a day, that's just 11 more a day. If we hit that 3.6%, that's 295 people that would come through the door, and that would give us a gross sales of over $1 million. And it would also, that does not include, those numbers I put together there, does not include the 163,000 people that visit Barter or the 72,000 that live in the county of and Bristol city limits. That's just Bristol, Virginia. What that means is that we can grow our staff from 4.5 to 12. We'd have full-time and try to find some benefits. I'd like to get everybody health benefits. And then what would I do with the winnings? I would start to market this new location and really push it. We've got brochures that we do, direct mail. We add some catering equipment, and then start to build some retail stuff that would also generate revenue. And that is it. And if you have any questions, over there. You want to ask cash flow stuff? I can use more numbers. What's that?
Yeah, how you go to the trip yourself, not every other restaurant out there, I mean, other than the fun of the political gods, but just how do you, it is hard.
I understand. Well, I think we offer more than that, first of all.
I didn't get it clear, but I'm saying that you draw.
Sure, I agree. I don't think there's anything like that in this region. I mean, we have Dip Dog, you have Skeeters, you have some other things that head out that way. There's nothing in this part of Washington County that would compete that way. I just think it's very unique. I don't know that even, I think it augments a lot of things that are actually in Abington right now. I don't know that it competes with anything directly, for sure.
You go to the second store, how do you plan on duplicating yourself and or keeping it consistent with both locations?
It's more a Earl question right there. There's our lead chef over there. Well, I can say this, that I'll start putting systems in place that have already been put into place to make sure that things are done the exact same way. It's certainly going to be Earl's job to train everybody, make sure they're ready to move to that capacity so they can start building things. Consistency certainly you want in any restaurant, and it's something that we strive for with us. Would you like to add anything to that? And also, we have limited space there in Glade, so it's made us much more efficient in making sure that we plan for those type things so that it's easy to put these things together quickly and we consolidate a lot of those things. Startup, only been around just a little while. Thank you.
want to give you guys
Your business name and your location, are you a startup or a business?
my business name is Richard Tree. I am in the town of Abington. This is nothing. This is my operator fudge. And then in the baggie are my stevia fudge.
Startup.
I'm a startup, yes. I've been in operation for less than a year. My name is Marguerite. Most of my customers call me Reet or the Fudge Lady. I make homemade fudge and chocolate candies. I've been making chocolates and chocolate candies and fudge for about 10 years, and I've been working in customer service and sales for over 15 years. Most of my customers live in or around the Tri-Cities area. They can be male or female, but are predominantly female. My customers have a tendency to prefer locally made products that are produced and grown locally. Some of my clients have health issues like diabetes, and some of our clients prefer to not eat products that have dairy and meat and other animal products within them. Because of this, my fudge is made with wholesome, real ingredients as much as possible. I don't use chemicals. I don't use preservatives of any kind. Therefore, my fudge also has a very short shelf life. If it doesn't sell within 6 weeks, I don't let the customer have it, even if I will eat it. I have 10 different flavors of fudge and 5 different flavors of chocolate candies. The only flavor without sugar added to it is the stevia fudge. Stevia is a natural sweetener from the leaf of a plant. It does not affect blood sugar and is calorie-free. I'm also working on getting a vegan fudge, which will have olive oil instead of butter, and it will have coconut milk instead of milk. We have quite a bit of competition, locally as well as across the country. Most of the people locally have hardcore businesses. They're in a big old building. They don't go anywhere. Most of them don't even have websites. Those who are across the country have websites, but they only sell during the cold season, spring and winter. They don't sell all year long, and they don't ship all year long. I ship all year long, and I'm open all year long. Also, I do not have a main building. I do this from home, and I go to fairs and festivals where the customer actually is. This makes it so that I don't have to wait for the customer to come to me. I get to go to them. And it makes it so that they can order from me any time of the day or night, because they can order from my website. I advertise mostly through word of mouth. I also make flyers, which I hand out at farmers markets or on windshields, like Walmart or something like that. I advertise through other Facebook, Pinterest. I have a Tumblr blog, and I have just recently started using Instagram. Other than that, my advertising is word of mouth. I am new. I've been open for less than a year. Last year I made about $2,000. That's not including cost of running the business. And it gave me no personal income myself. This year I'm projecting that I will make about $8,000 if I'm able to get into more craft shows. And that would leave me with a profit of $162. And that would actually give me some income. Next year, I'll be able to get into bigger craft shows, which will give me a whole lot more income. And by next year, I should be able to pay most of my own bills so that I have a full income by myself. The grant money will help me get into more craft shows. Currently, I only do 3 craft shows a year because it's all I can afford. The grant money will enable me to get into a total of 6 this year and possibly 9 next year. My long-term goal would be to do about 10 a year if they're big enough shows. If they're not big enough shows, I may wind up having to do a couple extra. The other thing that the grant money will help me do is it'll help me be able to get some of the bigger ticket items I need. I need a second fridge, especially if I get into a big craft show. I also need a dishwasher. But some of the smaller things that I'm needing is better packaging for some of my new products. I have chocolate-covered strawberries that I make into a bouquet. I have the vegan fudge that I'm working on, and I don't know how I'm going to have it shaped yet, so I don't know what the packaging for it is. Do you guys have questions for me?
You heard about other competition shipping only during cooler months. How are you going to be able to ship chocolates through summer months and keep it affordable packaging?
Dry ice.
But are you looking for dry ice and the weight and size of shipping?
Kroger sells dry ice. It's $1. Basically, I only need about that much dry ice, and that's about $1.50 per box. That keeps the fudge cool for a total of 2 days. I ship priority mail, which guarantees it in 2 to 5 business days. But I have customers who reorder at least once a year, and they live in Alaska, and they get it in 3. And they have said that when they got it, it was still solid and eatable right then and there. I've shipped to Arizona in the middle of summer, and they actually left it on their front porch because they weren't home. When they came home, they stuck it in the fridge for an hour and then ate it that night.
Your costs, the difference between, if you're operating out of your home right now.
I am.
The difference between your gross sales and your cost of operation are very, very close together. And I'm just wondering if price point is an issue as far as, packaging and pricing and that kind of thing.
For every pound of fudge the customers have paid $70. Only 21 of that goes for the cost of the product itself. The rest is sheer profit. Because I don't have a big building for my operation, I don't have as many bills. That saves me money. I do have booth fees every single year. But if you do 10 booth fees and they're $500 a booth, that's a whole lot less than paying $500 every single month for rent. And that's if it's only $500. Yes, and it's included in the cost of the business. I'm looking into a different one that's local. The insurance company is local.
I don't know if it will work. Set it on the table. Y'all see that? I'm Jonathan Honaker from Benham Small Engines. I'm a new business, and I'm located on Benham's Road. about 2 miles past Country Corner, heading off from the Crocker Park. That's where I need. The reason we're opening this business is because we ran landscaping since I was 11 years old, and when we have something mess up, we just didn't have the time to fix it. And you go to somebody that works on mowers and small engines and everything, they're always 5-6 weeks behind during the summer. So we thought that we should open this up because we already had the building, and we rewired the building over the summer this year. In 2012, we put a new roof on it. I've already enrolled in a small engine online class through Penn Foster. This makes me forget stuff. I've worked on the mowers and stuff since I was just a kid, so I've had plenty of time to get to know it. Something we're doing different from other businesses. Most of them require you to come pick up and drop off. We're going to pick it up and drop it off for you if you want, because not everybody has a trailer when they mow their own yard. Everybody's going to have a problem eventually. Our building, we need to paint it and make it look pretty. It's kind of ugly, as you can see. As far as cost for tools and stuff, we've got most everything. We have to get a new welder, and we've got everything but the welder and stuff for boring out new cylinders. And that's all I think I need for costs right now. That's all I can think of. You got any questions?
What do you, just small engine only? You work on any other?
We don't do cars.
Why not, you work on, I'm talking about like you work on generators and plants, or anything gas, fired that's two-stroke,
four-stroke too.
4 and 2-stroke.
You mentioned turnaround time, and that is important if you are professional in business. What kind of turnaround time do you try to meet?
Well, we've done a little bit. We hadn't actually opened, but we've had people when we was mowing ask us to come fix their mowers. I don't know why, but we've been able to get stuff out in a week or two usually, but we haven't actually opened yet. We'll probably end up slowly getting further behind eventually, because everybody's got problems with their mowers, especially during the summer. But we're going to try, because more business will be less time to be behind with a new business open.
How are you going to recruit customers, or is it just people that you know that are in your own business now, or?
For first year, that's mainly what it's going to be, but we're going to advertise. We'll probably just advertise in the newspaper for the first year, stuff like that, posting up on like local bulletin boards or stuff as far as first year. But later on, we'll expand and maybe have bigger sign or like an advertisement somewhere in public paid put up.
Any idea what cash flow might be?
For the first year, we won't be able to really doing much during the winter, but from spring to fall, probably maybe 15 to 20,000, and most of that will be profit because we don't have many expenses. We already own the building; it's already paid for. And electric for it's only about $125 a month. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be seeing you this summer.
Yeah, we hope you have business cards.
Just right up the road and did.
Maybe I make a man.
She hadn't cued me early, had she?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Eager, that's what it is.
Sorry.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't have a PowerPoint. Good evening. My name's William Gibson. Nice to meet everybody. Do you guys have any questions before I get started?
Well, are you or?
Yes, sir. Want to open up a new automotive repair shop in Abilene, Virginia. Okay. Yeah, cards. Okay, good evening. My name is William Gibson, and I would like everyone here to take a first look at what is soon to be Gibson Service Center. Now, it's going to be located at 650 West Main Street here in Abilene, just above Walgreens. Okay, and I hope to be your hometown automotive repair shop, where my motto will be quality, honest, and professional repair. Just a little bit of history about myself and my heritage. First of all, my grandfather, have y'all seen this book? Well, he's in here. I'll pass it around. But it's Ralph Ward, and he's the last man on the right there. So if you guys want to take a look at it. So I've got a good heritage. You know, it's in my blood. So I'm going to be honored to follow in his footsteps, you know, and carry on the trade, automotive repair. I have 40 years experience in automotive repair, not speaking in front of everybody. I could, sorry for my nervousness. But I got 25 years as a technician, turning wrenches. I have 15 years now as managing a Ford service department. I began my career here in Abilene, my hometown, in 1975 at Exit 9 Golf. I don't know whether anyone remembers that or not, but a long time ago. Pumping gas, you know, washing windows, changing oil. Then I joined the Army in 1978, and I did 3 years, worked on tanks, trucks, drove tanks. So when I came out, I went to work for local automotive repair shops. Then in 1987, I went to work for Campbell Ford. Some of you may remember Campbell Ford. I was a technician there. And then I earned my Ford Master Award, and I was within the first 1,000 in the nation to achieve that award. And I've spent 28 years now working for a Ford dealership. So now I feel it's time to advance my career as an automotive repair shop owner. And my shop is going to be Gibson Service Center. And like I said, I will provide honest, quality, and professional work for my community. I will open in April, but it may possibly be May. Had a little bit of delay today. A few more weeks at the bank. My employees will be myself. I will be running day-to-day activities, you know, making appointments, working on cars if need be, dispatching my work. I'm going to have 1 advisor and 3 technicians as part of my crew. I will be a full-service auto repair. We will be open 5.5 days a week, 7 till 6 Monday through Friday, and then from 8 to 1 on Saturday. That gives me an advantage on my competition, because everyone opens at 8 to 5, and then most of them's not even open on Saturday. So I feel I have an advantage there. Plus my products and service, I will be offering repairs on all cars and light trucks. Won't be doing any heavy duty trucks. Electronic repairs, be able to handle that. Performance upgrades for all of your enthusiasts, hot rod enthusiasts. That's, I drove a race car for a few years. Built it out of it. I'm going to have a state inspection station. Takes me 6 months after opening the doors before I can get my state inspection station, so that'll be good, and you'll be able to get them done on Saturday also, and plus after 5. I will do car cleanup and detail. I will maintain for my customers electronic history of your repairs. It's like if you go to a dealership. I'm going to be using what's called Mitchell On Demand, and it will, that's what I'm going to write my ROs up with. It'll keep a history of everything I've done for you. Plus, it will also tell me if there's any recalls or TSVs or anything of this nature on your vehicle. Plus, that's another service I'm going to offer to my customers when you come in. And if something needs to be repaired, and I know that it's covered under your manufacturer's warranty, I'm going to suggest you take it to the dealership, or I will assist you, set it up. But I'm going to be honest with my customers, number one. That way, hopefully, if I save you $500 for an oil leak, which I've seen so many times, people don't care to charge you for that. They'll fix it and go on, and you don't know it was under warranty. So it happens all the time. So taking care of my customers, doing the job right, is what I'm after. Okay, and I will sell Pronto parts, which comes, and there's not very many around. I think there's only like 6 in Virginia right now, and there's several all over the United States. But it comes with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty, parts and labor. So I will be able to warranty my work just like a dealership. Marketing, we'll use the internet, radio, newspaper, all types of all modern day electronic communications. I have Mitchell. I'm going to use emails through this Mitchell program. I'll be able to capture your email and send out coupons, send out letters, and such. I will stand out from my competition by the ability to work on and performing high-tech repairs. Unlike my competition, sell and install Pronto parts with a 24,000 mile, 24-month warranty. So you no longer have to go to the dealership to have repairs done. They'll be covered under warranty. I will be able to sell and install original equipment parts with a warranty also. And I would like to thank you for your attention, and would also like to thank you in advance for your business. And as an added bonus, if you come in and tell me you see me nervously get through this, I'm going to give you 10% off your first service. And anybody over there
What about your cash flow?
what do you want to know? My first year, I project $393,000, and that's done very conservatively. That's done on a 25% productivity. In my second year, about 498, that's a 25% increase. Third year, about 623, another 25% increase. Yes, I got a business plan that you like to see. I got it detailed out how I got it. I can tell you.
Building itself, are you
Renting,
going to lease the building?
yes, with the option maybe to buy someday.
Okay. It's currently a 4-bay.
Correct. Yeah, you got 4 bays up front, and around this back side, there's a 108-foot long room back there that nobody uses, they just been using that one end. And I'm gonna take that door and make it where you can come in sideways, you know, kind of angle the door. So there's be about 3 or 4 stalls back there that I'm gonna be using.
What we use this number for?
Yes, I will use it for my signage and my paint, you know, and the computers. Yeah, we've got about, you know, about $100,000 investment. So it'll come in handy.
You're talking about using Bronson parts, and there's only 6 or 8 sets in Virginia.
In Virginia, and there's probably 7 or 8 in Tennessee, but just right up north, up in Maryland, there's tons of them. Just on down south, there's tons, and they're out west, so they're growing in this area, and it is a nationwide warranty.
My question was the availability and the lead time you would need in order to service my car with that part. Does anybody locally carry those?
Well, if it's maintenance, I'm gonna have parts on hand, brakes, gonna have parts on hand. If you need an alternator water pump, I can have it that day. I can have it that afternoon. I get daily deliveries. So if you need something, I can have it by tomorrow and get you back on the road.
Okay, now.
I'm a fix a point.
No, you know what? It's gonna have something to do with that one.
By the way, I want to call back tomorrow.
We're gonna remember that 10% off, buddy. You plugged the hole too, you need your 10 off.
Oh, I hate to say so, but you won't believe me if they came
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't want to go home with any, so please have all the good pictures.
I don't think the judge is down there over there.
All right. You want me to answer those too? I'm a startup business. Yeah. I'm a home-based business right now located in Abingdon, but hopefully a future location in Meadowview. Okay. All right. Good evening. My name is Catherine Hayden, and I am the owner of Sweetworks, which is currently a home-based business located in Abingdon. I make custom cakes and cupcakes, and if you haven't already, please try some tonight. In the next several minutes, I'll tell you how Sweetworks began, what my vision is for the future, and how I plan to get there. My love for baking began at an early age, as you can see in this photo, circa early 1980s. I grew up baking in the kitchen with my grandmother and my mother, and I truly, truly enjoy it. While working as an assistant bakery manager at a local grocery store, I learned the basics of cake decorating. The last few years, I have had the privilege of being a stay-at-home mom to my daughter, and during this time, I started to experiment with my own recipes for cakes and icings. And I gave samples to friends and family, and what do you know, people started offering to pay me to make cakes for them. In April of 2014, I became a vendor at the Abingdon Farmers Market with the help of Nicole. And so began my business venture. Thanks to the farmers market, word of mouth, and followers of my Facebook page, my business has pretty much started to exceed the limits of my kitchen, my home kitchen. In the fall of 2014, I was approached by a member of the nonprofit group Meadowview First about locating my business in the historic train depot that is in the Meadowview Town Square. We are currently negotiating terms of the deal that would be mutually beneficial to both of us. For me, it would be an extremely low rental rate for a certain period of time, and for them, it would be a business that will bring Meadowview a step closer to their goal of economic growth. Meadowview First would be responsible for bringing the train depot up to code for the building inspector, and I would be responsible for purchasing kitchen equipment. On this slide, I have listed some of the strengths of my business. I make a homemade, one-of-a-kind product. I have low startup costs due to minimal staff, just myself. I have a growing following via Facebook, and I have a growing repeat customer base. And I have the unique location brought on by the historic train depot. Some opportunities that I would like to capitalize on are the closing of Wildflower Bakery. Baby Cakes is currently being listed for sale. I'd like to take advantage of the desire for designer cakes and cupcakes. A lot of that's spurred on by shows on Food Network. And I would like to tap into local markets by selling to bed and breakfasts, local restaurants, and local businesses. And I definitely target the Emory and Henry faculty and students because of their close proximity to Meadowview. I believe that SweetWorks brings a lot of value to the market, and my proposition to you, the customer, is listed on this mini advertisement here. No box mixes here. SweetWorks uses original recipes to produce gourmet cakes and cupcakes decorated with amazing attention to detail. Let us bring uniqueness to your special event with simply irresistible confectionery goodness. 100% made from scratch, unbeatable taste, highest quality ingredients, freshness guaranteed, custom designs, multiple flavor options, and delivery available. Now I'm going to talk a little about my marketing plan. I plan to market to and partner with local businesses and restaurants. And had I known that Joy Diz was going to be here, I would have put you up there. I did know about political dollars. I will offer specially designed, unique flavors that will be unique to their business. Some examples that I've brought the small 6-inch round chocolate cake. It would be unique to Abingdon Olive Oil Company. In the cake mix, I used her chipotle infused olive oil, and in the dark chocolate buttercream icing, I've used her dark chocolate balsamic vinaigrette. For political dogs, I make mason jar cupcakes that I sell at the farmer's market. They have 3 cupcakes in them with icing in between and a spoon, so you can go ahead and eat them. But for political dogs, I've made a red velvet and a blue velvet cupcake to match their red, white, and blue theme. And I'll take them on for JJ. These items will be tagged with a SweetWorks business card. On the back of the card will be a QR code. Then scan with your smartphone, and it will give you a map to the location in Meadowview. It will have a list of ingredients as required by the Department of Agriculture. On the front of the business card will be a coupon for a free cupcake when you bring it back to the Meadowview location. My key selling point will be to present to these businesses that the flavor will be unique to their business and will only be sold at their business. I would not sell these flavors. I would not sell the red and blue velvet at Meadowview location or at the farmer's market, and same with the Abingdon olive oil. I believe that this will introduce customers to SweetWorks via businesses in larger populated areas, a little bit larger than Meadowview. And I'm hoping that the coupon for the free cupcake will entice customers to come to the Meadowview location, and then they will become repeat customers. Based on analysis of past sales, our primary market focus for custom decorated cakes is ages 25 to 45-year-olds. They are mainly interested in birthday cakes, baby shower cakes, weddings, anniversaries, etc. I will also offer kids decorating classes and Moms Night Out decorating classes to bring customers to the Meadowview location. Our secondary market includes ages 45 and up, and they will be specifically marketed towards during the holidays when they're hosting their friends and family for dinner parties. In a competitive market, there's already some businesses that have a well-established customer base in our community. I believe that I have many advantages that will allow me to be competitive in the marketplace. I have a competitive price, consistent quality, unique flavors, options for food allergies, adaptability, delivery. I am a vendor at the farmer's market. And one of my favorite ideas is to eventually purchase a food truck to attend local events and then be in local areas of Abingdon. To purchase the new equipment for the Meadowview location, I would have to secure a loan in the amount of $11,000. For this exercise, I had to use price quotes for new equipment, so that's why the amount is $11,000. I would search for used equipment. I know there is. I I would be able to get that for a lot less, and so hopefully the loan would be less. This amount will be repaid in 5 years using cash flow from the business. I will not draw a salary for the first year, and the net income will be reinvested back into the business. My current cost of goods sold is 40%, and I've estimated for my second year my operating expenses will be 42.7%, which leaves me 17.3% profit margin to either be reinvested back into the business, used to pay off the loan early, or my favorite option, to buy a food truck. So it'd probably be the last. In conclusion, I would like to thank all of you who are involved in the Small Business Challenge. Thank you for organizing it. It's wonderful to live in a community that supports small business growth. I'm excited about the future of my business and seeing where it goes. Okay, fire away.
I have a quick question. Being on the cupcake, you were talking about not having much overhead due to no staff. How do you plan on doing everything? You talk about delivery and parties and wedding cakes and cupcakes and the storefront.
Yeah.
There's only 24 hours a day.
I know. I only had to sleep for like 30 minutes. But, well, the first year, I wouldn't start the Mediview location until about September of this year. So it would be, I really wouldn't be open for business hours until the start of the second year, and then I would hire because I want to do a lot of marketing and try to get a lot of business. So if I can get a customer base as far as businesses ordering for their employees, and, maybe establishing relationships with restaurants and different things like that, then I can see what kind of need that I would have for an employee. But as far as my business plan, I did put in for operating expenses for hiring a part-time delivery driver and a part-time baker.
Other than low rent and being courted, which I always feels good when people want me, why Mediview? Nothing's wrong with Mediview.
Yeah.
Why Mediview?
I guess just the thought of the low rent. I haven't really talked to a lot of people in Abingdon. I don't know that I would be able to afford to be in downtown Abingdon, or even in any kind of limits of Abingdon. Just for startup, I know that the Harvest Table is there in the view, and they've done well. And I don't know, just being part of revitalizing a small town is something I like the idea of. Done?
Time for one more question.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll go again. Other than, you were talking about some of your marketing plans and that kind of thing that you have in place. Having known several people that do dessert businesses, it's somewhat planned, but a lot of their sales end up being impulse sales. So, how are you going to try to drive that impulse traffic of someone who wants just a cupcake versus a planned cake or planned dessert?
Yeah. I guess with the free coupon that would bring people in, I would still remain a vendor at the farmer's market for Tuesday afternoons and Saturdays for that. Facebook, setting up a special, I have a special flavor day. Come in, buy one, get one free. Just try to do different things by social media.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
That is it, last but not least.
Yep.
I hope you get this chocolate cake.
You left light standing on the way out the door.
I wanted one of these.
I'm owner of J&M Tool and Supply, located in Washington County, Virginia. Existing.
I'd like to introduce you to Jack Van Hook. He has 30 years' experience in the construction industry. He was previously employed by Home Depot, Lowe's, Fastenal, Dublin Tool, which is a subsidiary of True Value Hardware. Now, why is that important? Because he can take the information that he learned from all of these successful companies and incorporate these into J&M Tool. My name is Sonia Van Hook. I have 20 years' experience in small business management. The pictures that you see throughout this presentation will highlight some of the products that we have for sale. This one shows lanyards and harnesses.
Business concept, we provide quality products with a competitive price at a convenient location. Only company to drive a fully loaded truck to the construction job sites, having tools, fasteners, safety equipment that the contractors buy. Other companies require that you call, pre-order items, then they'll bring them to you. So I eliminate that by taking the truck to the job sites to kind of foresee their needs to where they don't have to leave the job site. This picture here is a Husqvarna gas-powered saw with a diamond blade to cut concrete.
The value proposition. What problem do customers have that we can solve? A job can be shut down when they are working on a product, a construction job, and they run out of tools, or the tool breaks, or they run out of the accessories. We can provide on-site delivery. The benefit of that, it saves the general contractor time, and you all know time is money. If the general contractor leaves the site and goes out to one of these stores, it's easily 2 hours that they'll be back. And you're paying people to stand around, you're paying workers to stand around and do nothing while you run out and get something that you needed for the day. They can give us a call and we can deliver that product. What makes us unique or different from everybody else? Buy from J&M Tool and Supply rather than the competition, because we have the knowledge, the price, the availability, and the warranty. We stand behind our products. We are very competitive in our pricing. We continually shop the competition, and we know what the going rate is. This picture, you see a steel worker. He's got on a bolt belt, a tool bag, a bullpen, and he's using a wrench.
Products like this DeWalt tool here, battery tool that is one of the more popular 20-volt impact guns used in construction today. This, along with other power tools, Milwaukee brand saws, fasteners, all kinds of fasteners that you'll see pictured here, concrete anchors, masonry anchors, drywall. I do screws, wood screws, safety equipment, hard hats, safety glasses, safety vests, earplugs, lanyards, epoxies. I do several different epoxies to attach fasteners into concrete and masonry. Okay.
You've heard us talk about this on-site delivery. Well, I thought we'd show you a picture of the truck. This is the truck that we drive onto these construction sites. You'll see that it has the signs on it, so when they drive up, they know that we have products that they might possibly need in working on their site.
Tool repair. Pick up tools that are broken down, take them in for repair myself, deliver them back to the job site. That saves the contractor's time and money. If I've got another tool in stock, which I try and keep, I take them a tool to use while I'm fixing theirs, so there's no downtime, or they don't have to go out and rent something. There's no other commercial tool repair service in this area. Typically, they take it back to where they bought it, Lowe's, Home Depot, what have you, and they send it back to the manufacturer, or out-of-state tool repair service, and it can be gone 4 to 6 weeks, so they're down.
The advertising that we use, the business cards that you have in front of you, the hard hat stickers. Let me draw your attention to this particular hard hat that you see. It's covered in stickers, and it's customary in the construction industry that these workers collect these stickers and see who can fill up their hard hat with the most stickers. So we provide these to them, and then we let them do the advertising for us. The T-shirt that you see here is the safety orange that is required on some job sites, and of course it has our logo on it. The truck signs, you saw the picture of the truck that has the signs on it. Those are very effective for us. When we do estimates, our logo is on that particular sheet that we're turned in. Other contractors can see our names, see our contact information, word of mouth. If you do a good job, they'll talk about you. Of course, if you do a bad job, they'll talk about you too. But we want them to talk about the good things that we can do on a job site. And we have several professional memberships: Virginia E-Procurement Portal, otherwise known as EVA, I-Square Foot, and the Associated General Contractors, which is the AGC.
Business plan feasibility. Identify the target market by looking at Washington County, Virginia building permits. AGC plan room, looking for jobs, local newspapers. I-Square Foot, which is an online plan room, plus my personal contacts, years of knowing the general contractors and working with them, subcontractors, architects and engineers. We provide what no one else providing, extend superior customer service.
Why are we asking for money? We need a sales associate. Jack can only be in one place at one time. Our first year, 2013 to 2014, we increased by 63%. Projected sales increase 2015 is 70%, and projected 2016 is 88%. These numbers are with the expenses of the additional employee and then with the additional sales that we expect out of them. The saw that you see has a sawzall that has a special blade that's cutting through wood as well as nails.
Cash flow projections in 2013 had a negative $31, 2014 $1,134, projected 2015 $32,687, and 2016 $95,383. The low at the beginning was inventory startups, and I've increased my inventory the last couple of years, so now for cash flow projections to increase.
And these are more pictures of more products. These are epoxies and lanyards or harnesses, just because we like that picture. Are there any questions that you would have for Jack?
As far as your resources, when you might be on the site or whatever and stuff, do you ever get caught with one or two other people needing something and all of a sudden you find yourself being a little late with someone else's doing?
Sometimes, get caught up in demoing or pricing some things, but I try and keep a pretty strict schedule, going to the job sites so that they're not down, and then carrying the products with me. At least I can't carry everything, but like Tapcon screws, if they need 3 or 4 boxes, I may have a couple to get them going, and I'll bring them to others, back the next day or later that day. It just trying to stay on schedule and service everybody that needs servicing to get the repeat business.
To be sustainable in your business, you've got such a wide variety of product offerings. You have to have a good source out of those products. So you work out terms and they send you prepaid or?
I usually get net 30 terms.
You don't get terms.
Yes. Sometimes they'll do specials that's net 120 days, net 90, to give me some time to sell the product. And I do buy the bulk of mine straight from the manufacturer or a distributor. So I've been able to go to the same companies that Home Depot, Lowe's, Fastenal, because of my time in the business and buy direct.
We can order hard hats in different colors, so if you'd like hot pink, just let me know.
I have ordered some of those.
On your projections, I was confused last year, so I understand the need to do projections and road projections and that kind of thing. plan in place that if you don't hit that growth, how you adjust to that? So that if you don't get that 60% growth in a year because the market falls out of the housing industry again, do you have a security plan in place to kind of?
So the tool repair is increasing. A lot of the guys don't want to buy new tools if they can fix their old. The industry is growing right now, renovations or new construction, but tool repair and being able to build up my inventory so if things do a downturn, I can not have to order as much stuff in, lower my expenses for a period of time.
So with that, the judges have had a very hard decision to make. And of course, as you all know, and I want to thank every one of you. I was impressed with each and every concept that was presented here tonight. I think we all were. We were standing back there discussing, and and it's so nice to see so much creativity and so much enthusiasm in one room. So give yourselves a big round of applause. Yep, they're an existing. Angie's existing, and Crooked Road's existing. So yes, we've got 3 existing. So with that, here's the way this goes. The written business plans have been delivered to judges near and far, and so we will get those results on Monday. Yeah, and we will then have to spend some time tallying their results and the results tonight, and we will not make the announcement until the chamber breakfast. We learned something last year. We are not going to tell the winners prior to. So if you want to know if you won, put March the 19th at 7:30 a.m. on your calendar and come to the Chamber of Commerce business briefing breakfast at the Senior Center, on Senior Drive. If you cannot come, we understand and we'll find you. You don't have to be present to win, but we hope that you will come. We have asked, I think the county administrator is going to give away one of the $5,000 checks, which is not the real check, but it's a check. And we have asked the mayor of the town of Abingdon to give the other. We haven't received his response yet, but we will make those presentations at the chamber business briefing. The IDA will have the IDA in the town of Abingdon gave the prize money, so they will tell you a little about themselves before the breakfast starts, but everyone should be out of there by 9 o'clock. We don't have it run much later than that. I've hardly ever seen that. So please come to the business briefing breakfast and support each other.
It would be good if they would let us know if we're coming because of the breakfast.
Oh yeah. So that is something. Does everybody have Nita's email address? I'll tell you. Well, why don't you send the email out and ask them to reply to you, and also send the actual GPS address in that email so that they can put it in their smartphones. So I want to thank each judge for taking the time out of their busy day to come and help us with this. And
I just want to say a couple things. First of all, this has been a fantastic 6 weeks. I don't know about you all, but I've had fun, even though we've had to make some commitments. But I think this has been great. I appreciate Tim Flanagan with Tri-Cities Entertainment for live streaming these. That's right, and they're going to be up on the Chamber's website in a couple of weeks, all of these, so you can go back and look. We've had some great participants from speakers, but don't let the education stop here. Every Wednesday here at the incubator from noon until 1:30, there is a new knowledge session. Those are free, and I encourage you to take advantage of that, especially tomorrow's, which is on customer service, and there's not a person in here that's not going to be a key in your business.
And you're streaming that live,
We hope.
We've got some bandwidth issues, but we're working on it.
Yes.
This will be put.
You can actually go up on the Tri-Cities Entertainment Live go to livestream.com. And you
Go
can
to
look them up.
Facebook. Nita's already posted it on her Facebook page, so go to Facebook and you'll find it.
Whether we win or not, we all hope we do, but whether we win or not, will we know how well we did?
I know when I made deliveries last Friday of the business plans, I asked several times, please give feedback on the plans, if there's areas they need to make improvement or what have you, and we encourage tonight. And what we want to do is we'll try to put all of that into a document and send to you all privately. Because you want that. You need that. Each person does.
Right.
But we couldn't do this without our sponsors. We've even had Food City and
Media General.
Highlands Union Bank, Town of Glade, who am I forgetting?
Media General.
Department of Housing Community Development. And so thanks for coming, and I'm going to miss you all.